Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Before starting my video, if you didn't subscribe my channel yet, please do, and do not forget to turn on notifications because I'm here every day for you. Alright, in this video, I'm here with a new video with you, and I'm going to explain how we're able to use AppSettingsJson file in our projects. Before lesson, I did some preparation. Okay, I create a new project, AppSettingsJson. This is the name of the project, which is an standard MVC project. Then I create a controller AppSettingsJson file controller. This is my controller. Alright. I did some preparation to show you step by step how we're able to use AppSettingsJson file, and you can type with me, you can stop the video and you can continue typing, or you can download the file from my GitHub account. You can use ready file as well. Alright, first of all, start with explanation why we are using AppSettingsJson. Okay, during development process we might need to use static values in our codes, but we shouldn't use them directly in our codes if you are using best practice methods. Yeah, best practice methods. Alright, so what does that mean? It means, for example, you type a code which is for sending an email. I just have here a custom email sender method. Alright, let's have a look. And basically you need to define a host, port, email and password information. These are basic informations if you would like to send an email from your application. Okay, but you can how can I say, this is my example. You can use AppSettingsJson for every configurations. Okay, so basically we are keeping configurations and static values in for our projects. For example, if you are connecting a database, you can keep your connection string in your AppSettingsJson because it is a configuration string anyway. Okay, perfect. Let me continue with email setting informations, and I will explain step by step every detail about how we're using AppSettingsJson. Alright, if we use these informations, host, port, from and password informations, every time we need our how can I say, method, it is going to be not best practice. So just imagine you are using this email sending method for different purposes. For example, you create a company list and you're going to send your email to the company list or employee list, customer list. Alright, so you are using your email method here and your codes located here. Just imagine you have thousands of files, hundreds of codes located in your project. So managing them, it's going to be really hard. Alright, so we are using AppSettingsJson file. We can define our informations here. Alright, let's go back our controller. This is how we are using, why we are using AppSettingsJson. Now I'm going to show you how we're able to use it. Okay, let's minimize explanation settings. Yep, close all of them. Let's continue data add to AppSettingsJson. We use JSON format to add our setting information. Alright guys, let's have a look at our file now. As you can see, this is really easy to use. If you wonder how we are using AppSettingsJsons, you can do a couple of search on the internet. It's gonna take 5 or 10 minutes to learn, but just in case, I'm going to show you basically how it's working. To create an AppSettingsJson, I'm going to just for a second delete it. By the way, these comes as a default when you create your MVC application. It's all about logging settings, but for now I'm just going to delete them. I'm gonna bring them back later. I'm just gonna show you what is the format of our AppSettingsJson. Okay, so it has to be between curly brackets. Okay, every detail, every single data has to be these two curly brackets. First of all, if you would like to add just one information, um, all you need to do is type in key and value. For example, open your um, double quotes. Let's say name information. This is your key. Okay. Then again double quote. For example, byteverse HD. All right. This is our first key value information registered in our AppSettingJson. All right. Let's continue. To continue, we are using comma, and let's go down line. Now I'm going to add something different, which is going to be object. Let's say person, or let's say company. Company. All right. Let's continue. This time I will open curly brackets. It means this company has more than one information. All right. To do this, let's continue. The first item is going to be name. Tech company limited. This is just an example, by the way, a basic one. Let's say employee count. Let's say 55. All right. Let's delete these spaces. Control KD. Perfect. Now we have two objects here. The first one is just single k value object, which is we can return string. But the second one is an object and it has two different single string kn value information. All right. Now I assume you understand how we can add our data in our JSON AppSettingJson file. I'm going to bring everything back. All right. Now I'm going to add my email settings. Let's put a comma here. All we need to do is email settings. Oh, we forgot to add our double quotes, so let's add them. All right. Our email settings has a couple of different information. The first one is port. Let's say 57. By the way, we can add just numbers. Let's continue. Host. Let's say smtp.gmail.com. All right. Let's put another information. What can I say? This is email address and password. I'm going to create another object. Let's say just email. Okay. Email. Okay. I'm going to open another curly bracket. I'm going to create another object belong to email. It is going to be address. Yep. test@gmail.com. Now I'm going to add a password, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just random numbers. All right. So we are created our email settings objects in our AppSettingJSons. All we need to do, we need to bring these informations in our codes. Okay. Let's continue data receive methods. First of all, we have indexer. We can use IConfiguration interface to bring our data from AppSettingJSons. Let's create it. I'm going to add my configuration using dependency injection, which is, I assume you learn how to use it from our previous lesson. IConfiguration. Let's create our construction. Perfect. But we are not adding any how can I say, register put IConfiguration in our IOC container, because IConfiguration interface comes automatically built in our service container. Okay, so all we need to do, just add your interface and IConfiguration interface to your related class and just use it. All right, let's continue to bring our information. Okay, let's say var, let's have a look our properties. So we need a host, right? Let's say host configuration. To use indexer, open your square brackets, and it is asking you a key, and this key has to be same as in your AppSettingJson. So in these circumstances, let's have a look. We have a port, host, email, address, password. But first of all, we need to call email settings. All right. To give you a simple example for you, I'm going to create one more string object here. This is going to be a single object. Let's say connection string. Okay. This is going to be a connection string. This is custom information again. My connection. All right, let's leave it like that. So first of all, I'm going to bring my connection string, because calling an object and calling a just single key value pair is a little bit different. Let's go back our controller. All right. So first of all, I'm going to call connection string. All right. Let's configuration. My key is connection string. Let me check if it's everything correct. If you are in doubt, copy this key and paste your code. Perfect. This is going to bring us our connection string, my connection. Okay, let's continue. What if I need host information from our email object? To do that, go connection, use your square brackets, open your double quotes, call your email settings, and use these double dot sign. All right, so we need host, right? Perfect. It means go to email settings object, take the host information, go to email settings object, get the host information. So I'm going to get the port as well. I'm going to get the port as well. Let's continue. The third one is email object, and I'm going to use another double dot. I need to call my address and password. Perfect. Let's say this is going to be port, email address, password. Alright, I'm going to put a breakpoint here. Let's run the application. Oops, we didn't set startup our AppSettingJson project. Let's stop the application. Come on. Yep, let's stop the application. Right click, set startup project, run the application. Okay, alright. Now I'm waiting. Here we go. Let's type here. What is the name of our controller? AppSettingsJson File and data receive slash data receive. Perfect. We are here. Let's go down step by step. Connection string is my connection. As you can see, guys, we catch our information comes from AppSettingJson's. Host is smtp@gmail.com. Port is 587. Here we go. And email address test@gmail.com. Password is 12345. As you can see, even we type our port as an integer in our AppSettingJson. This is look like, as you can see, in double quote, and it's look like string. We're going to check it later. Okay, all right, perfect. It's working. This is the first method how we bring them in our code section. The second one is GetSection. All right. Let's do another examples to see how GetSection it's working. Okay, let's say var host2 configuration dot GetSection open parentheses, and I'm going to copy exactly what I type here. I'm not gonna do for all of them. I'm just going to show what kind of data we're going to receive if we use GetSection instead of indexer method. Let's run the application. Did I copy the address? Nah. Okay, I need to type one more time. What was the name? AppSettingsJson file data receive. I need to copy this address. Data receive perfect. Control A, Control C, Control V. All right. Let's have a look what kind of data we have in our hands. As you can see, we have an object, but when it comes to here, we have a string, just string smtp@gmail.com. But in this section, we have an object here. Let's have a look what kind of object is that, and it returns what is the key, what is the path. The path is email settings host, the provider value. These are comes you as an object if you're using GetSection, guys. Perfect. I'm going to stop the application here. Now I'm going to show you how we are using get. Let's stop this one. By the way, to using get, we're going to create an object exactly same as our AppSettingJson object. Alright, so this get method is going to map automatically to our object. Alright, let's go back to AppSetting controller. Let's create our model first. Okay, let's say email settings. Alright, prop string host, prop string port, and we have another object. Let's type it here, public class email prop string address, prop string password. You have to type your property name exactly how it is, unless you couldn't get any information. This is really important if you're using get to receive your information from AppSettingJson. Okay. Prop email, let's say email. Perfect. We create our object. Let's save it. And let's get back our controller. Var all, let's say email info. Let's call our configuration. First of all, I'm going to use GetSection one more time. And this is going to be our source, which is email settings, the whole object. This is our source. And use dot get, open your parentheses. You can give your object as a type. As you can see, it is asking you a type of email settings. This is our object. All right. Now let's run the application and let's see the result. Hopefully the address still in my board. Yeah, perfect. Let's continue. Let's have a look at our email info. As you can see, we received our data as an object. Host SMTP Gmail, port 587, and we also have email object, address and password. This is how we are using GetSection and get together to mapping our object from our AppSettingJson. Alright, but this is a little bit much more, how can I say, manual method. But the best practice, which is the last one, option pattern, which is we are always using in our real life projects. Alright, let's do this example now. To create option pattern, we go to program CS file, if I remember correctly, and we're going to add our pattern here. To do that, builder services, we're going to use configure method, and we're going to give our email settings object here. And now we're going to define the source section. As you can see, it is asking us an IConfiguration variable. To do that, let's say builder dot configuration dot get section, and it is going to email settings. Perfect. Now we register our email settings with the data comes from AppSettingJson to our container. All we need to do is we're going to call IOptions interface and bring this data. Let's get back our controller. Now I'm going to add, actually it is going to be here exactly. We're going to add manually IOptions. Yep, this is the interface. Now I'm going to add my email settings. Let's say option. Perfect. Now I'm going to add my email settings class here. Okay. All I need to do, I'm going to match these email settings with the option comes from our AppSettingJson. Okay, email settings, it came automatically option.value. Why we having option? Because the option is an IOption type of data. So we need to convert it to value and it becomes email settings, as you can see. and we are matching email settings reference with the email settings data. Perfect. Now we're able to reach our data. Let's say here var email info to email settings, and let's see the result. Let's run the application. I'm waiting my application to be executed. Hopefully it's still here. Yep, here we go. Let's continue. Email info to, let's have a look. As you can see, host, port, and email information. This is much more reasonable, much more easy to use way. Just register to your program CS file and bring it with DI container dependency injection, and it's ready to use. Perfect. I assume you understand everything, how we able to use AppSettingsJson, how can add our data to AppSettingsJson, and how we able to bring our information to our code page. Alright guys, I'm going to finish this lesson here. I assume you understand everything. If you have any problem, if you have any question, please drop comment below the video, and if you crush the like button, I will really appreciate it. It really motivates me. Take care of yourself. See you on next lesson. Bye bye.